That's top salary.
Great. What do you typically offer this one?
It's competitive.
So is it like competitive salary or is it like competitive salary?
It's somewhere between competitive and competitive.
Right. Right.
With Indeed, you can avoid awkward salary conversations from the start.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome and amazing ride down there with Josh Nolan and all of you, and the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show #1 on YouTube. Tonight we have with us Easton Cambensy. Welcome to the show, Easton.
Thank you for having me.
So, Easton, how did you get started in racing?
I started with my dad raced sprint cars, and he started racing trucks when I was born, and I got into racing. I got my first quarter midget at 4 years old, and at 5 years old on my birthday, I got my first race, and I was able to move on, and now I'm 9 years old, and I'm racing senior Honda, and I'm racing junior sprints.
Okay, so Easton, what was it like for you to climb behind the wheel of your race car for the first time?
Wait, so what? I kind of
Hold on,
couldn't really hear you.
hold on. I says, so Easton, what was it like for you to climb behind the wheel of your race car for the first time?
It's fast and fun.
Okay, so Easton, how much success have you had as a race car driver?
I'm a 10-time quarter midget champion. I've won over 90 races in dirt and asphalt, and I'm a 2-time Western NASCAR Youth Western States Championships. I'm a 3-time Duel in the Desert champion, and I'm part of the Petty Performance Top 48 program.
Okay, very awesome. So, Easton, how do you celebrate your victories?
I celebrate them by just doing this and stuff. It's really fun to win. Yeah, I just like winning.
So, Easton, okay, what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
Yeah.
Having fun and winning.
Okay, what's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you then?
Watching the cars and just watching them throwing slide jobs and passing each other, and yeah.
Okay, so what is your home racetrack you race on?
My home track is TQMA, and my home dirt track is actually in Phoenix, and it's called Adobe Mountain Speedway.
Okay, so what's your favorite racetrack you've ever raced on?
My favorite racetrack I've ever raced on in asphalt. My favorite track is Kansas, and in dirt, I like all the tracks basically I've ran on. I like the California tracks because they have a lot of moisture in the dirt, and I like the back east tracks because it's a lot fun and stuff to race on them.
So, okay, when it comes to you racing, do you like a really wet, heavy track, a dry, dusty track, or just right in the center?
Dry slick.
Okay, so are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
Yeah, I'm good at reading the racetrack sometimes, but mostly my dad knows the track. But when I'm in like the car and it's sliding around, that's when I know it's like loose or the track's slick, and it has a lot of moisture and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so what's the story behind your racing number?
Not really much. It all started with my dad. He raced 410 non-wing sprint cars and winged, and he was the number 51, and so did he do when he raced trucks. And that just became my number. And my number 21, which is what I have on my quarter midget, and it's my car builder's number from when he raced 410 sprint cars. And the number 3 car is my car builder. He just got that number when my car builder built that car.
Very cool. So, already, give me big racing events that you're looking forward to racing in this year.
In Indiana I'm racing in Indiana next week at an Indiana
cool.
Micro Week.
Very awesome. Good luck to you. So do you have a racing nickname?
Yeah, I have a nickname and it's Mailman, because I send the mail, and I made a joke about it when I was little, and it's, did you bring your stamps? And then people would say no, and then I say, because I'm about to send it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, all right. Who's all on your racing crew?
My mom, my dad, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend. He helps on my cars, and he works on them with my dad. And my car builder, Jeremy Sherman, he helps with on my cars a lot, kind of more than my dad though. He works a lot on my cars.
Okay. Can you bring your camera down just a little bit, Easton? Because I can just see. There you go. There you go. So, already. So, what are your future goals with your racing?
I want to get. My goal is to start a NASCAR team and be full blown racing 410 sprint cars and midgets.
Very cool. So, who's your racing hero, Easton?
My racing hero is Kyle Larson.
Have you ever met Kyle Larson?
Yeah, I have a couple times. One time I went to a sprint car race at Tulare in California. And there's a race there, and I met him. And I also met him when I went to Phoenix when I did like driver start your engines and stuff. And then I saw him and he got to sign my car. And yeah, that's my hero.
Okay. So, alrighty. Who do you have for sponsors on your racing team?
Tri-State Trucking, Levine Risk Management, Wells Johnson, CSI Shocks, Sherman Race Cars, my uncle Zach and my aunt Paige, and Alltech Gates, and yeah.
Okay, are you presently looking for sponsors for your racing team?
I'm always looking for sponsors everywhere I go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hit up Easton Cambensy and see and help him out. See if you can help him out with his racing career. So, Easton, what do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
I like to do fishing, because when like bass get on the hook, I like to yank it and reel them in. And I like bowling and top golf.
Very cool. So, when you're crafting your race car or you go on the racetrack, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go do this?
Well, I like having just none of my friends and like talking to me, just like me focusing inside my car with nobody, or my dad like telling me the line or something. And yeah.
Okay. So, already. So, okay. Do you have a racing page your racing fans can follow you on?
Follow me on Facebook and Instagram with Easton Cambensy, ECR Racing. And then I have a YouTube channel, but we haven't really posted stuff a lot on it. But we're gonna start to, since I'm going to Indiana and stuff. But it's called Easton Cambensy Racing.
So go hit up those pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to follow our guest, Mr. Easton here. So, okay. So, do you have anybody else you'd like to thank you for helping you get this far with your racing career?
my Mimi and Papa, my grandma and pop, they always are at my races and they're always cheering me on.
Okay. Who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
Some of my friends are from Arizona, are Jaden Furneaux, Leo Burris, Allison Gauthier, Evan Dickinson, Skylar Bohard, Dexter Wright, and from back east, Hudson Andrews, Drew Sherman, and Kane Sherman.
Okay. So what's the paint scheme look like on your race cars for this year?
Blue and orange and a little matte blue and a little gold.
Okay. So do you have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us about your racing career?
One night I was in California at Plaza Park, and the first night I didn't really do well, and then the second night I set quick time in qualifying, and I think I got second in my heat, and then in the A main it was kind of crazy. One car spun out in front of me and I had nowhere to go, and I think one person tried to avoid it and they turned and I did the same thing, and I think somebody hit me behind and then I started flipping.
Wow, did you get hurt at all?
No, usually
No?
all my
Okay.
flips I'm fine.
Okay. All righty. So at this portion, do you have any advice for the kids coming up in the racing world?
Um uh be aggressive, always practice. That's how I was able to be good in race and hold out people, like when they pass you, or like when you pass people, you kind of let off so they can't cross you over, but not like all the way, but you like let off quarter of the throttle, and then you can maybe yeah.
So are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
Yeah, I'm getting better.
Okay. So what have you learned from being a race car driver?
I learned never give up. Always don't give up and just keep practicing, and that's how you'll get better and better.
Okay. So at this portion of the show, Mr. Easton, I'd like to turn the microphone over to my guest. If they have a couple of questions they'd like to ask me, they can ask me a couple of questions.
Have you ever what's your favorite type of racing?
I like all types of racing, all types.
Who's your favorite driver?
I have a lot of favorite drivers.
Would you rather go to a sprint car race or a NASCAR race?
Either or, it don't matter to me.
What's your favorite track?
I have a lot of favorite tracks. One of my favorites, though, Easton, out of the tracks I've been to was Knoxville. I've been to Knoxville Raceway.
Oh, that's a track that I want to go to though. I was
Yeah.
just racing on iRacing behind me right here.
Yeah.
I was just racing Knoxville on it.
For 75,000.
Yeah, and then I was at Jackson Motorplex quite a few times. That's the track I used to go to quite a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yep. And I went to Fairmont Raceway quite a bit growing up. And then I've been to Houston Speedway once.
Ooh, I love racing that on iRacing. I like how the track's kind of smaller than it is in real life.
Yep. Yep. And then I was at the Boone Super Nationals once in Boone, Iowa.
Ooh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, you were talking about favorite race car drivers. One of my favorites growing up, Easton, and your dad probably recognizes this name. One of my favorites growing up was Doug Wolfgang.
Oh,
He used to drive the
Yeah.
8B sprint car.
Alaska.
My dad says he's a legend.
Oh yeah, I've met him a couple times. He's a very nice guy.
He used to drive for Dave Ellis, which is our friend.
Very cool. Very cool. He also used to drive the Weikert livestock car back in the day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Now on the IndyCar side, Easton, my favorite driver was Dan Weldon.
Oh yeah, my favorite driver is actually AJ Foyt.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, Weldon, Easton had a really unique nickname. His nickname was the Lionheart.
Santa,
Oh,
faith, the flesh.
And you know something, Easton? He had a really weird collection. You know what his collection was?
what?
He collected new pairs of tennis shoes.
What?
Yeah, he had over 300 brand new pairs of Pumas in his closet.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very.
Prancer.
Yep. And every time he'd go to the races, he'd wear a different pair of sunglasses.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what was really cool, Easton, is when he would race like out in Indianapolis, he would always go spend 4 to 5 hours at the Children's Hospital out in Indianapolis with all the sick kids out there and get to talk to the sick kids and spend time with them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Yep. And he won the Indy 500 twice and won the IndyCar Championship once.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. Very crazy. Yep. Very much so. Yep. One of the coolest stories I ever seen in his book, Easton, was one of the kids went up to him while he was racing go-karts at a track out in Vegas and said to him, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And he says, "Yeah." So he got his autograph. And the kid's dad says to him, he says, "We have some questions about kart racing." And he says, well, he wrote down his email address. Well, Dan's team manager at the time says to him, the kid's dad says to his team manager, he says, does this actually get answered by the emails that we can send him? Does this actually get answered by Dan? And the guy says, yes. He says, this email address that he gave you is the ones that we sent his racing contracts to. So he'll answer you back personally on this email address.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang,
Yep.
he must
Yeah.
be lucky.
Oh yeah. Very, very, very fan friendly guy. Oh yeah. Yep. He enjoyed spending time with the racing fans.
Yeah, I love just watching cars and stuff.
Yep. But Easton, I would like to thank you for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about your racing career, getting to know you a little bit better. I will have you step up and I'll call you in just a little bit to thank you, okay?
Okay. Thank you for having me on your channel.
Thank you very much.
House or City of Gods. Oh my God. Thank guys. Switch back. State of faith. Don't look now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Easton Cambensy on Racing Show tonight, talking to us about his racing career.
City of Gods.
No real racing news for you tonight, but if you'd like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138. Other than that, congratulations goes out to David Malazar, one of our former guests for graduating high school tonight. But if you'd like I said, if you'd like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jdmail151@gmail.com.